Let me tell you, I was very great with words when I was with my ex-fiance. I wrote the type of poems that people who spent time refining their poems for fucking years would be jealous of. Edgar Allan Poe and all those people, they ain't had they don't have nothing on me. They had nothing on me. I was one of the greatest poets of all time in my opinion. And I've read a lot of poetry in my time. My parents used to buy me books of poems and stuff like this. Okay, I mean, these were powerful poems. They were so rich and so well written, you know. And, when she broke my heart, I lost that. Like, I still am a very passionate guy, but I had a certain way with words that psych meds and heartbreak just eliminated. I still have good songs like It Was the Temple. There's certain songs I have that are very poetic. I still, the talent I cultivated of freestyle poem, it came from her. I wrote her a poem every single day from the top of my head. Because a lot of times, she was in Greece most of the time that that I talked to her. And so we'd communicate over the internet. And I typed her a poem right there, every single day. We talked like 6 hours a day. I didn't have the money to go there, and because I spent my time drinking, smoking, and talking to her. So you can cry about, I was so in love with her, and I just couldn't separate myself from her. That's what stopped me from having the money to go there. And you could say, well, the reason why she chose these secret society people over you is because she pretty much didn't have a choice. She was living with them. Sometimes she lived with her grandma. I was living with my parents, but we were talking to each other, and she convinced me, she was in love with me, but part of it was she was talking to other people, and sometimes that would come out, and not just in person but online. So she didn't, and she would go on from an internet cafe. Okay, so in my mind it was like, this is such a perfect love. This female, she goes to an internet cafe every day, whether I get on the internet or not. Okay? And I'd convinced myself that it was mostly for me, and she reinforced that misconception by always saying, yeah, I come here for you, I come here for you. So whenever I'd find out she was there and I wasn't there, I'd be like, oh, I feel so bad. But really, she didn't really give that much of a fuck. I was the main entertainment for her, but I wasn't the main reason she went to the internet cafe. I loved her more than you can imagine, And this isn't even they have planted other women. The 3 females I dated after her, come to find out later, they planted them in my life, or they got to them later, but almost certainly they planted them there because they all did the same thing as her. In the end, they left without saying bye, and they casually said, well, the first one, she was this white Hispanic female named Becky. She said, well, I'm dating this white guy. She lives in Tracy. I'm dating this white guy now. Okay. The second one, Hispanic female, San Jose, Maria. She's, last time we talked, I believe, she was like, well, I have a date tonight, even though she's supposed to be seeing me. I'm supposed to be her man, on and on. And I'm tripping out. She's like, so, these people were all planted in my life and told to leave me in a matter-of-fact kind of way for somebody else. I mean, how many of you have had somebody leave you and just met, oh, by the way, I have a date tonight. Not even saying, what, I have something I got to tell you, I feel so bad, but, I have a date. And then the last one, Arlene from Santa Cruz. This goes back to, I had a girlfriend in Santa Cruz a long time ago, and I'm pretty sure she was my teacher. I'm like 80-90% sure she was my psychology teacher at University of Phoenix, Fremont campus. Arlene was from Santa Cruz. I was seeing her while I was going to University of Phoenix. I think. Oh, no. I've seen her before, and then I was talking to her again, and then she flaked on me. She had me drive all the way to Santa Cruz. Didn't answer her phone. Flaked on me. I'm pretty sure that was these bitch-ass gang stalkers playing games. But she basically eventually said she's leaving me for another guy. Matter-of-fact kind of way. Oh, by the way, I'm seeing this guy in San Jose, and he's a Mexican guy, and blah, blah, blah. No guilt sound, just matter-of-fact, as if what we had was nothing, and you know. And, you know, they knew that I was serious about them. They knew that I took it seriously. They left me with the impression that they took me seriously. And then they threw me the curveballs at me. 3 females. And I made a song about that, you know. I wonder if I can find it in time. I'll keep talking while I'm looking for it. You know what? No, I'm not gonna look for it now. I'll put in a clip later at the end of this. So yes, then after that, there was some females that were gang stalkers as well. You know, and it's very, very fucked up. These people, they, you know, they control your love life, and they set you up. They had my own friend set me up one time with these females. He acted like they were hot and whoop-de-whoop, and I went there, they weren't, and I ended up settling. And, you know, I mean, they, you know, there was a lot of reasons why I took my oaths of celibacy, because women were betraying me. Because women are the way they are, I can't just go up to them and say, hey, what's up? You know, how you doing today? You know, even though I'm a good guy, you know, I'm such a great guy, but I couldn't do that because we live in a racist society, and that's part of it. You can't deny that. It's part of it. Tall black guy starts coming up to you, even if it's in a very gentle, kind fashion, in a very polite manner, in a very, you know, unthreatening manner, you know, very neutral gait in his walk, or you know, very neutral walk, whatever you want to call it, neutral demeanor, body language. You know, they're still gonna be like, oh my goodness, you know. And then there's the fact that women are just gold digging whores. You know, that's why I go, you know, I say, look, it's more than just feminism and all this stuff. Those things feed into the problems. Those things are major factors that feed into the problems that are already there to a certain degree. Gold digging, you know, women's bad judgment. So it was easy for them to plant these females in my life. You know? You gotta realize that. We live in a society where it's easy to run a psych op on somebody and destroy their love life, even if they're a handsome guy, even if they're a top martial artist, handsome guy, fucking giving their life for everything that's right to take on the New World Order. Even if there's this wonderful, wonderful, good-looking guy, it's easy to sabotage, you know, his love life, especially if he's black. I mean, that is no small thing. That screams that there's this huge, enormous problem with women's judgment. It's not a small problem. You know, this affects, you know, the breeding. You know, and then you have people like Plato who thinks that the state should, you know, who said that the state should control reproduction. You know, eugenics and all this other stuff. And you have psychologists, these feminist psychologists saying hypergamy is good. These evolutionary psychologists saying hypergamy is helpful for society, which is dating up. You know, dating all these rich old fucking psychopaths and these greedy bankers and the pharmaceutical fucks and these sellout shrinks and CIA doctors. Incidentally, Colin Ross came out with a book where he had over 15,000 pages from documents released by the Freedom of Information Act that proved that there was CIA doctors abusing people much far beyond MKUltra. So when you couple Colin Ross's book with factual evidence, government documents, with MKUltra, with Michael Aquino's Mind War, I mean, it takes a real moron not to see that psychiatry is used against political dissidents, and I am the prime example. I'm probably the most blatantly obvious example in the last fucking 15 years of psychiatry going after political dissent. I have people on record saying they were told to provoke me to go to the psych ward. I'll play that clip too. I'm gonna end it here because I have the first clip to play. I forgot whether I have another clip. You know, I think I'm just gonna do these 2 clips together. Put the, you know, and so without further ado, when you're watching this video, I'm gonna put one more clip. You're gonna hear the song, a clip from the song. I think it's 2012 or 2013. No, it's 2013. It's after I got out of the cell, but it was the next year. Me reflecting on my ex-fiance from years and years ago. And you're gonna hear another clip that you probably heard before if you've been viewing. Somebody admitting they were told to provoke me to get me involuntarily admitted to the psych ward. Thank you.